I guess, Forde, how disappointing is that result? You know, 2 losses in a row, you fight a big margin again.
Yeah, it's, you know, these 2 games, right, were opportunity for us to make a push for that top 4 spot. And so not only to lose them, but by the margins that we have is disappointing. But I think it's a true reflection of probably where we're at. And, you know, the next 3 games against the top 3 teams. And so, you know, this is a real last-ditch effort. But the reality is the disappointing result tonight probably went beyond the X's and O's and just, you know, where we're at as a collective.
Obviously, offensively, you guys just weren't getting it. 18 points from turnovers there. Is that something you did work on over, you know, coming off the Brisbane loss?
Well, by comparison, where we highlighted the turnovers, and, you know, I used Brisbane game as an example of where we had some attacking turnovers. Tonight was just unforced turnovers, just a lot of bad errors at the wrong time that Adelaide really capitalised on. So, yeah, it's you saw it. It wasn't great.
I guess in terms of the veterans, obviously Pat and both Taj and Pat just couldn't get their shots dropping tonight. I guess, do you put any effort onto that? Or sorry, I'll rephrase the question. The fact that the 2 veterans, you know, you rely so heavily on Taj and Pat to get the shots going, and they just couldn't tonight. How much of an impact does that have on the younger guys being able to bring that energy and confidence into the game?
I guess not just them 2. I don't want to burden Pat and Taj with that sole responsibility. You know, if I used the Melbourne game as an example at home, where you know, we just rotated 8 guys and everybody played well, and that's the reality of this team. You know, we don't have a situation where we can just have 1 or 2 guys to bail us out of everything. We need guys to play their role. You don't have to play outside yourself, but just play your role. And obviously, why they had a down night, you know, it's just not solely on them. It was on all of us. And so, you know, again, the result, the score reflected our performance.
36 has got on a bit of a run in the second there, and you guys just couldn't come back from that. What do you put that down to from a personal perspective from the team? What was the message going into the second half?
Hold your ground. You know, the first half they had 36 points in the paint, and that was basically one-on-one, not helping each other, rotating, and just hold your ground, guard the man in front of you. You know, and couldn't do that the second half as well. So.
Obviously, Paige Tassie on Thursday night, sort of quick turnaround there. What's the focus heading into that one to try and turn it around and get another win on the board? You know, how crucial is it this end of the season?
Hold your ground. You know, just guard the man in front of you, and everything else will take care of itself.
Adam, with the offense this afternoon, it looked like that part of what you were trying to do was trying to complete quick plays this afternoon with a lot of 3-point attempts and that sort of thing. Was that by design, or was that something that you were forced into?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't by design. Even when we tried to execute some sets, we weren't effective in how to, you know, setting up the man, getting the screen through. We were rushed. A lot of things were rushed. We were presented with some early shots, and we took them unnecessarily, I thought, you know. We dragged some guys early on just to sort of, you know, try and, you know, get on top of it, but it just spread through the whole group, and then panic kicked in. And while the offense wasn't ticking over, you know, you can go 1 or 2 directions to try and clamp down and, you know, really get through your stuff, or you just hope people try and bail us out. And yeah, that was the unfortunate thing, was we burned 2 timeouts early. The whole second, I didn't have any timeouts to steady the ship, and that's probably what really hurt us. It would be nice to have a 3rd timeout.
Who were you most pleased with this afternoon, despite the result?
Like, you know, whenever you can get the back end of your bench on and get that opportunity, also to reward the guys for a long season of training and, you know, logging the minutes on the floor and you know, not really getting a lot of game time opportunity, and to do everything that, you know, someone like, you know, Bull, for example, who still plays 31 minutes, to do the process that he does, knowing that you may not step on the court. I thought everyone on the back end of the bench that got on really utilised their opportunity. So that was good and rewarding to see that Mud and KD and Lockie and everybody else really took advantage of some of the minutes they got.
And Lat, how hard was it to stop Adelaide in transition this afternoon? It looked like every time that they monstered that rebound and they ran it down the other end. Was it just difficult to be able to set up that quick defence and to counteract that transition?
I don't even really know, to be honest. It was just more like there was lack of communications. We didn't really talk to each other, help each other on transition, and just a step behind every time. So.
Forde, any reason why Bobby didn't play? Obviously, he flew for the game and was concussed the last couple. But...
Yeah, no, just a little dizzy spell during stations, coming off concussion, and obviously, like again, Wardenberg came off concussion, and he had a little incidental contact to the chin, so we'll monitor that. You know, the head injuries you got to be really conscious of. So, you know, he went through all the pre-game stations, and he just flagged a little bit of uneasiness, and so didn't want to risk it. And again, Wardenberg was unfortunate to cop another elbow to the chin, and so we'll monitor that as well in the coming days.
Adelaide held you to your lowest score of the season. Is that surprising to know, given how you performed?
Yes and no. Adelaide definitely deserve it. You know, they came out with intent and we didn't. So